Hey guys, this is James from Buddyfight Weekly, and today I have a deck profile for you guys of my favorite Legend World deck. This is like my go-to deck when I don't really know what else to play, because you know you have like 9 other decks, and sometimes you just want to go with Legend World. So yeah, this is my deck. One of my favorite decks to play because it's really versatile. It's a hero build, by the way, but he is a Durandal. Yeah, it's really versatile, very offensive. It's got its finishers, and yeah, it's really fun to play. I really enjoy the equipment change. You know, I know it's like it's so last set, but equipment change is it's pretty good. It makes it so like you have a 6/3. If you're switching between Durandal and Hrunting, you have a 6/3 weapon, which is it's cool. Like, and plus Durandal can't be destroyed, so it's my go-to weapon. They can't pop it, and they just keep destroying their monsters with it, that kind of thing. So anyway, let's get on with the deck. I run 4 Merlins. I don't know if there's glare or not. Let me just check. Yeah, 4 Merlins, 4 Great Magician Merlins. This is a staple of the deck. This is a Shiden. Yeah, pay 1 gauge, discard a hero from your hand, and by the way, most of the cards in my deck are heroes. This is a hero deck. Discard a hero from your hand. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and if any of them are heroes, then hero spells or items, you add them to your hand and put the rest back in the bottom of your deck. Really good. Stats are decent. 2/2/1. It's not bad. You usually just attack face with it. Yeah, it's Merlin. Staple. If anyone is running a hero deck, you have to run 4. I ran, I think, 2 at regionals, and that kind of sucked because it's a really strong engine. It's like in Katana World, you need Shidens, and this is basically the Shiden of heroes of Legend World. Next card is Knights of the Round Table. Gawain. When this card link attacks with another hero, this card gets penetrate. So yeah, it's good to link attack with Durandal, with King Arthur, 4/4. I guess it is one of the staples of a hero deck as well. For now, for Knights of the Round Table, Gareth. Gareth is good because you're usually always at a triple offensive formation. And Gareth makes it so if you need to block, then he blocks, right? Yeah, with a move ability and a 2/1, 3/2/1 stats, it's really good. Yeah, because usually, okay, whatever. I run 2 Knights of the Round Table Galahad. You don't really need to run 4 or 3 of them. He's not a staple in this deck. Why? Because of his effect, it's not super good. You pay 3 gauge to add a Holy Grail back to your hand. That's only after you link attacked with a hero. I mean, that's really situational. Plus 3 gauge is a lot. This deck runs like it doesn't run a lot of gauge cards, but it runs gauge cards, and this is 2 gauge heavy. I might even take it out, but for now it's really good. It's okay. I barely use this effect anyway. For those are the size 1s. I run 14 size 1s. Yeah, 14 size 1s, and I run 4 King Arthurs. King Arthur is the staple of. I think it's a staple of a hero deck. of the hero Knights of the Round Table deck because of his effect. Pay 1 gauge to call him, and when this card link attacks with another hero, this card gets penetrate, and you get gauge. So you get 1 gauge if you link attack. So most of the time you link attack with Durandal, and it's 10,000 power. You get penetrate, and then you get gauge, and then there's an infinite combo with infinite in quotation marks with Prydwen with this card. Yeah, it's really good. I run 2 Percivals. The regular Shosetsu deck runs 4, but I only run 2 because well, I found better replacements first of all, and which you'll see in a bit. And yeah, Percival is really strong. It's 5/3/3. The 3 crit comes in so handy sometimes. It's really good first turn. I just don't want to run 4 of them because the replacements are better, and I side in the other 2 sometimes, just in case I wanna rush my opponent that way. Yeah. I run 2 King of the Forest Zlatorogs. This card's really good. I think it's a staple in any Legend World deck because Legend World just in general runs a lot of gauge, no matter which build you're running. It's either Wider Sarkal or Asgard or Heroes. And Wider Sarkal you'd run 4 of him, but just because he's a good first turn as well. So he's basically like a replacement Percival, but you get 2 gauge, and that combos with Prydwen and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really good. He's Dragonic Charge in monster form, and it can be a shield as well, because you basically first turn put him into center, get 2 gauge, and then you attack with him for 2 crit. Plus they have to attack it to get rid of it. Oh, it's so good. My 2 tech cards, the ones I replaced Percival with, are Valkyrie Cara and Valkyrie Salvation Air. Let's go with Cara first. Cara is the first promo that came out. I pay 2 gauge to call him. Her. When this card enters the field, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. So he's basically like she is basically like a Rising Flare Dragon from Dragon World, except she destroys any monster. So it can be a size 3 monster that say you're having problem with, and you basically just leave Assault Cara Valkyrie in your hand. This Valkyrie in your hand until you want to deal with that monster. Yeah, it's a really strong card. 2 gauge is a lot to ask for, but usually at times when you don't have the gauge, I wouldn't play him at all. I would just gauge it, and yeah, Assault Card is really good. And the second one is Valkyrie Salvation Air. This is the second Valkyrie promo that came out. When this card enters the field, you can call a size 1 or less hero from your drop zone by paying its call cost. All my size 1s don't have call costs, of course. So yeah, mostly if I wanna destroy a wall, I'd call Gawain. If I wanna cycle my deck more, I'd call Merlin. The total of that combo is pay 3 gauge and discard a hero card to basically get Merlin back and add 2 cards in hand, which is really good. It's a 3 gauge combo, plus you get a card in your grave for Excalibur later. Yeah, this is a really good tech card. As I said earlier, it's 2 gauge, so sometimes I don't have the gauge, I won't play it at all. Yeah, but the stats are amazing. 6/4 is really good stats for Legend World because a lot of the monsters are 4,000 or less power, especially King Arthur. Percival's a beater, just in general. But 6/4 is really strong. Yeah, and those are all my monsters. So I have a total of 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. I have a total of 24 monsters, which is a decent amount of monsters, I suppose. For spells, I run 4 Holy Grail. This card is your shield, of course. You have to run 4 Holy Grails, or else you will lose. Every deck has to run at least 4 shields, I think, or else you just need shields. Like, you can't run a Buddyfight deck without shields, because you'll just lose. I run 4 Heroic Spirit. This is the Drago energy of the deck, so yeah, choose a hero monster in battle, and for this battle gains plus 3000, 3000, and counterattack. It may not be that good if you look at it at first, because all my heroes are really weak in defense if you're using it defensively. But like, see, Galahad only has 2000 defense, Gareth only has 1000, and Gawain has 1000, Merlin has 1000. So a lot of the times I use it for attack, except for like the Valkyries, Arthur, sometimes Percival. I would use it defensively only on the size 2s, but offensively I could use it to boost my my size 1s to get up to like at least 6000, 7000 power. Yeah, it's really decent. People like look down on it because it just doesn't work with like the heroes you have right now. But like, if you look at it this way, it's a good fodder for Excalibur later on. So yeah, I run 4 of that. I run 2 Symbel Gards. Symbel Gard is really good because well, you draw 2 cards with it. It's one of the staples of Legend World. As like with Zlatorog, I mean, oh, not this one. With Zlatorog, these 2 are the, like, if you run 2 of each in each Legend World deck, you're golden, really. Pay 1 gauge, draw 2 cards if you're 6 life or less. Usually what I do is if I have Symbel Gard in hand, I just tank all the hits, get down to 6, and Symbel Gard next turn, and plus get all my shields, and you know, like Symbel Gard and Merlin, yeah, all that jazz. It's a really good card. Really good tech card for Legend World. If you're planning to build a Legend World deck like this one, yeah, I suggest you run Symbel Gards. I run 2 Brethren Gards. Legend World doesn't have a lot of spells, as you can tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 12 spells. But I usually, these are usually used as a finisher. As in, if you triple link attack your opponent, and then they cast a shield, you Brethren Guard the shield, and then you win. Because your attack is like 7 damage or 8 damage sometimes. 6, 7, or 8 damage. If you triple link attack with this, yeah, you win the game. Plus there's synergy with, small synergy with Symbel Gards. If this is in your grave, say, because you're not always going to use it as a finisher, you draw it first turn and you're like, I don't want to use it, because you need cards for Prydwen. This goes into your drop zone, and then you can Symbel Gard for free. So Symbel Gard's really good. You draw 2 cards for free if you have Brethren Gard in your drop zone. But yeah, it's mostly used as a finisher. I'll talk about that later. For my weapons, so I run 10, 12, 14 spells, but it's really just 12 and a finisher. I run, for my weapons, I run, of course, 4 Durandal, my buddy call. Yeah, Durandal's, I think it's great. People look down on it because it's 1 crit weapon. It's, but it really minuses your opponent if they don't know if they're not thinking about what they're doing. Because 6k power is a lot of power. It gets over everything, gets over Halberd. Doesn't get over Seeger, but like, you know, Halberd Dragon, all the 6k guys, Bronze Shield, whatever. Plus most of the time you link attack with it to make sure, you link attack with Arthur 10k power, as I said before, to make sure that your attack goes through. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's for Durandal. The equipment change it usually if my opponent doesn't have a center and I want to rush and I have Hrunting in my hand, play 4 Hruntings. As I said before in the beginning of the video, if you equipment change and you know what you're gonna attack, if you have these cards in your hand, you're most likely you really just have a 6/3 weapon, which is really strong. It's basically a Rickdaw Demon Slay from Danger World. So yeah, Hrunting has a 1k power, which you don't really use, but you use it for the 3 crit. If your opponent doesn't have a center, you go straight for face Hrunting, and if your opponent does have a center, you go with Durandal. This is the control, this is the aggro. Yeah, those are my weapons. And for defense, I have for Divine Protection, Prydwen. Prydwen's good because you stop a lot of things with it, like impacts, not Gargantua Punisher, of course. Stop attacks, of course, that's a basic one. Plus you can combo it with Arthur. The combo is the secret combo of Arthur and and Gawain is you have Arthur, Gawain, and Durandal, say your standard penetrate field, and you have Prydwen in hand. So first of all, you link attack with you can link attack with these two. You can link attack with these two, give them penetrate. So your opponent has like a drum bunker in the center or something. So this is 10,000 power. They can't Drago energy. They can Drago energy and kill it, but still. Okay, this drum is a bad example. Okay, but so yeah, 10,000 power, and you get gauge penetrate for 2, and then you can equipment change from your hand because you have if you haven't equipment changed that turn yet, and link attack with Gawain, and that's it's a link attack, so Gawain gets penetrate as well. So that's the secret combo of Arthur, Gawain, Dullahan, and Prydwen. I learned that from my friend Paul. Yeah, and plus equipment change. If you want to tank a weapon destruction, say they want to destroy your Hrunting, you can equipment chain it to that. But Prydwen goes to the drop zone, but your Hrunting is would still be saved if they want to like item blasting it or something. Yeah. And then for my last finisher, run 2 Excaliburs. Excalibur is like the Gargantua Punisher of the deck, but for 6 damage, which is really strong. Double attack, equipment change. The equip cost is when you have 10 or more heroes in your drop zone, discard a Holy Grail from your hand. Holy Grail is your shield. You're basically giving up your shield to go really. You're gonna go buck wild on this. Excalibur is your finisher. 10,000 power, 3 critical. 10,000 power. First of all, 10,000. It's a lot of damage. Okay, or a lot of power. 3 crit, and then you stand out again because double attack. This card. Does it actually say? If this card is the only card attacking, the attack of this card cannot be nullified by a card with shield in its card name. So green dragon shield, blue dragon shield can't stop it. Yeah. So yeah, as like with Dragon World, they have their 4 Gargantua Punishers. You have in this deck I have 2 Durandals and 4 Brethren Guards. It's really strong. Really strong finishers. Usually, yeah, it's the really last, like your trump card, but it's really strong. Yeah, this is what I ran last Saturday. I lost in the finals to Bren's Wizard deck. I wish I had the video, but my camera stopped working. For my side deck though, I ran 4 Dragon Vanquishing Emperor Beowulf. You run 4 Beowulf because in your Seeger matchup, I cry, really, unless I have this. Which is really strong because it just destroys Seeger instantly, and then your opponent cries. Yeah, there's that, and I run for Dragon Vanquishing Sword Balmung. It's really strong. Again, equipment change. I usually replace Hrunting with it because if you can't get over Seeger with with Hrunting anyway. So, side that outside for these in. What I've noticed is that my opponents usually, say I was playing a Seeger deck, they usually Thunder Tornado this card because it's just like it destroys Seeger just by itself, right? And along with Beowulf, if you link attack with these two, and like in like King Arthur or something, Seeger gets destroyed twice because of 1, 2. That's before the attack, and then when the attack occurs, it's 3, 4, 3. That's 6. That's 10,000 power. So Seeger would get destroyed instantly in 1 attack, and you know they hit the wrath trigger or whatever. Which is really, yeah. It's just a really strong card against dragons, just dragons in general, I guess. I run 1 Knights of the Round Table. Percival is in my side. I'm actually gonna take this out because I want to run at least 2 of this card. Ice Deity Shield Svalinn. Why this card is good is because Magic World actually has this picked up a lot of speed now that I've noticed in my final match like 2 days ago, and yeah, Magic World is just really strong. It's really fast now, along with like a Dungeon World with, you know, Shield of Honor and all that stuff, fixed skeletons. Ice Deity Svalinn has 1 critical and 4,000 defense. And the 4,000 defense really just gets over like the really weak monsters like Gargoyle, Armor Knight Gargoyle, Magic Artist Andy, Keenus Axia, all the low power but high crit monsters. It just wrecks them. It makes them have to link attack, in which case you have to have a Holy Grail in your hand. So what you're doing is basically using 1 card, and your shield is basically just a shield, right? Which is like 2 for 2, but your shield stays on the field. 2 for 2, yeah. Holy Grail. You Holy Grail the link attack, which is like a +1 because they waste 2 of their attacks for 1 card, right? Yeah, so I'm planning to take out Percival for another one of this. I might even run 4. I'm not sure. I think my future plans for this deck is to take out Galahad and main deck Beowulf, so that I have 2 more spaces for 4 Svalins, so I can just side in 2 more Beowulfs. But yeah, that's my deck. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. And yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to comment down below and I'll answer it as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!